Well, hello. I don't want to say time of day because everybody watches it at a different time anyway. This is the video for June the 3rd, which, by the way, is my friend Aristo's birthday and also my brother's birthday. The title of the video for today is It's Hard to Stay Positive When Computer Crashes. If you've listened to my previous two videos, you know that my experience shifted at the end of my trip to Australia. I was feeling really good inside, believing that things were turning around for me. Still playing catch up on sleep, I got around 3 to 4 hours in the early evening, but then could not fall back to sleep. I decided to run maintenance programs like Malwarebytes, Layer Utilities, Adware Cleaner, and Spybot Search and Destroy. The latter one, which takes a long time, was running when I fell asleep again. Upon awakening, I discovered that my new laptop, 2 months old, was infected with a virus that puts the suffix server on most of my files. I cannot open emails at all. My computer friend once again told me that I should have invested in Apple a long time ago and recommended that I at least download Windows 10, which he says is the best version ever put out by Microsoft. Issues are still not resolved, though I now have Windows 10 operating system on that computer. And I say on that computer because it sits right over here on my right, although it may look like on the screen that I'm pointing to the left. It's turned off right now, or in sleep mode. I've put Windows 10 on it, but I haven't taken out and reloaded the programs that were infected, because all I did by adding Windows 10, it didn't change any files. So I've got to go back in and put things in. Now, it's ironic to me that Firefox and other browsers didn't seem to be affected by the virus at all. They were still in operation mode. But all of my document files, all of my email, it just wiped out my emails. I mean, it doesn't even recognize that I have an email account. When I tried to log in, that's when I was still on Windows 7. It does the same thing on Windows 10. So I'm going to have to take them all out and reload the programs completely to get them to work. And again, I've had the computer about a month before I left for Australia, and it's the same computer that I took to Australia. I'm glad it didn't happen there. That's the positive side of it. It happened there. I didn't have a backup computer that I could with me that I could have used to make my videos, which would have been a real challenge for me and a disappointment, especially spending all the time that I spent in a hotel by myself, oftentimes with not a whole lot of people to talk to, except people in the lobby of a hotel or whatever, or sometimes people that met me in the restaurant. In any case, this certainly throws a monkey wrench into my day. It did not make me a happy camper, having to deal with these issues that, as I said, are still unresolved issues. I don't know what people get out of creating these things. To me, people will say, there he goes again, blasting the government. But the government, to me, is the responsible entity for 95% of all the things that are wrong with the world are created by governments that are out of control, which are corporations, as I've said so many times, and people don't want to buy that. I mean, I get lectures from people regularly in my own house, and oh boy, my other computer just all of a sudden came on all by itself, and I didn't even touch anything there, but the screen just came open all by itself. That's really, really weird. It was in sleep mode, and I haven't touched anything over there, and there it pops up. These things are very strange to me, and I'm still looking for resolutions. But as I said, the people that get off on creating problems for other people in the attempt maybe to make money, I mean, get a life. Get a life. please, why can't we make things better for each other? Why can't we work to help one another, to lift one another up? Why can't we work to make each other prosperous and to help each other feel good and to do things that build up rather than to tear down? Everything in the world that I look at is inside out and upside down and ass backwards. It's all polluted and crazy and insane because we've allowed insanity to take over. And whether it's demons or whatever you want to call it, it's an insane world, and we need so much to bring in the positive, so much to bring in the balance. Now, my son says, Dad, there will always be negative. Negative and positive have to work together. There's give and take. You know, there are storms, and that's their natural phenomenon. All right, storms may seem to be natural phenomenon. Personally, I believe even weather patterns are messed with by what we do in the environment and by what consciousness does. And the consciousness that has been running and operating in the world is a negative consciousness. So I honestly believe that we could move into a world where we don't have the extremes that we experience now, the earthquakes and the violent storms and things like that. I think that happens because it's a reflection of human consciousness or of consciousness, whether it's human or extraterrestrial or whatever level you want to do it. It's a reflection of conscious thought, conscious awareness. And I want to change my consciousness. I want to be positive in the respect of having life work for people, work for good and not evil. I don't want to have a world that is controlled in the respect that you're not allowed to make a mistake. That's not what I mean by eliminating evil. You just can't let evil run the world. And that's what's happening. But anyway, the computer issue threw me into a real tizzy again. I'm trying my best to be positive. I'm trying my best to think good things. I think there's something to be said for that. But for me, telling the truth has always been the foundation of everything. You don't lie because you have to think positive. That's what religion has taught us to do. Is if you've got to put forth a positive expression, even if it's not true, you've got to say it's true and that you believe it. I don't buy that. I'm sorry. If that's what it takes, then I've lived my life in vain and I don't know what I'm talking about. And you may as well never tune into another one of my videos again, because I'm going to continue to do the best I can to always tell the truth. And when I realize that something was not exactly the way I thought it was, I will admit it, that I made a mistake. But I ask that you consider what I'm saying and bear in mind that the game ain't over yet. I still believe that positive things, positive change is occurring. And I think it's occurring at an accelerated rate. I wish it had already happened. It hasn't happened yet, but I believe it will, and I believe it is, even when I don't see it. I still believe because it's better than not believing at all. But belief, remember,